Did you see my speech yesterday? How many stories did you report on Russian collusion conspiracy lies? No, I want to know, have you apologized for Russian collusion conspiracy lies?
Recently, I was browsing news articles and I came across this headline. What exactly would it take for Republicans to walk away from Marjorie Taylor Greene? To be honest, I stopped and laughed to myself because the answer is so obvious.
The House of Representatives has spoken and minutes ago voted to remove the Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene from all House committees. This comes after GOP leaders refused to strip her committee assignments themselves and punish her for past support of dangerous conspiracy theories, liking social media posts calling for political violence, harassing the Parkland survivor David Hogg, and much more.
If school zones were protected with security guards with guns, there would be no mass shootings at schools. Do you know that? The best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun.
Here's a hint. No amount of her lunacy is going to make the Republican Party cut ties with her. Sure, the House voted to remove her from all committee assignments for promoting conspiracy theories, but that's just because the January 6th insurrection was still so recent and fresh in everyone's mind, and ultimately that punishment was equated to a slap on the wrist. No, it doesn't matter how crazy Greene gets. She's here to stay. That's because she appeals to the Republican base for the same exact reasons Trump did and still does. That is that Trump and Greene are one of them. No, I don't mean one of them as in being a rural middle-class American or something like that. I mean that they are one of them because of how completely insane they are. You know the phrase real sees real? Well, crazy sees crazy too. For example, Marjorie Taylor Greene was a nutty Trump voter until she ran for office. Now she's a nutty Trump-supporting congresswoman. That's why Greene and Trump aren't going anywhere.
You're going nowhere!
As toxic as Greene is, there's no denying that she drums up support in the GOP with her hatred and bigotry. But there is one simple and obvious thing that could spell demise for Marjorie Taylor Greene's future in the Republican Party. That is, if she started telling the truth. If that happened, the GOP couldn't expel her fast enough. We have a perfect example of this too. Look no further than Dick Cheney's daughter, Congresswoman Liz Cheney.
It's over. The House Republican Conference had a voice vote. That means no recorded total, and has ousted Liz Cheney from her number 3 position within the conference. There will not know the vote totals here. It's something of one could say, an elegant way to avoid embarrassing either the leadership or Cheney with vote totals. She spoke to cameras briefly afterwards, remarks similar to what she said in front of the conference, and now we expect to see her continue on with what she has promised to do, which is try to lead the Republican Party away from Donald Trump, but she will be doing it from the outside, no longer a member of House leadership officially.
She had the audacity to reject Trump's election lies, and her own political party turned on her for it. They made an example of her to send a clear message to all office-holding Republicans. We aren't interested in the truth, we're interested in staying in power. It's that simple. The only thing that will make Republicans walk away from Marjorie Taylor Greene is if she stops being herself.
Democrats all worship the climate, just like AOC. And trust me, I work with her, and she is not that bright.
If there were such thing as a genre in political commentary or satire, my favorite would be allowing politicians to talk and waiting for them to either project onto others or tell on themselves. It's interesting that Marjorie Taylor Greene's brain went from worship to climate to AOC. Seeing how
talk to Crazy Ocasio, you come to this little thing and you open it up and you whisper into her. Session. This is confession. This is Ocasio confession right there.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I'm an American citizen. I pay your salary through the taxes that you collect from me through the IRS because I'm a tax-paying citizen of the United States. I'm a woman, I'm a female business owner, and I'm proud to be an American woman.
That was MTG in a since deleted video from 2019, which shows her harassing AOC's office through a locked door, calling her crazy guys and telling her through the office's mailbox slot to get rid of your diaper, while telling the office to open the door and come out. Among Greene's associates with her is Anthony Aguero, seen here, who was in the Capitol on January 6th. Later in the video, Greene's goons, henchmen, say into the mailbox slot of the locked door, "You can't stay in there forever. Come out and play." I've talked about the AOC, MTG, not actually a rivalry, but Marge wants it to be and was clearly obsessed enough to want to debate her about the Green New Deal, but didn't actually read it herself, like all 7 pages of it, thing in a previous video, when Ocasio-Cortez was chanting that the Supreme Court's Dobbs decision was illegitimate, and when MTG saw it, she retweeted it and said, AOC just launched an insurrection. Any violence and rioting is a direct result of Democrat marching orders. And I pointed out how you can tell that Marjorie Taylor Greene just learned the word insurrection because she's using it and applying it where it doesn't fit. Kind of like that 5-year-old kid who just kept saying, apparently, when being interviewed 8 years ago. I don't know what Marge means by worshiping the planet, but even if we were, we're talking about the rock we live on. We only got one. And I don't know what hold AOC has on her. Maybe someone can tell me what it is in the comment section. You know, actually, I've made a few videos about MTG now. Am I obsessed with her?
So I refused to wear a mask, and Nancy Pelosi gave me over $100,000 in mask fines. I was like, I don't care. Who cares? It's a horrible job. I don't want to be paid for it to begin with. It really is a bad job. I don't know what I was thinking.
We need fighters. We need people that will support President Trump, because that's the way you support the American people. You know, our party is for every single American, Steve, and that's why it's so great. It's not a party of just one identity. It's a party for all Americans, no matter their skin color, their religion, where they come from. And that's what we're fighting to do. We're fighting to take this country back and win in November so that we can set the course right again.
I know I'm supposed to say something here, but Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't believe what she just said. So I'll let her words disprove herself.
They swore in on the Koran. Oh, we have the Bible. We're going to talk about swearing in on the oath, how to swear in on the Bible with them and let them know what our law says, that you can't swear in on the Koran. So we're going to explain that. You know, we're going to explain about how you can't swear in on the Koran, and we're going to have the Bible and ask them if they would swear in on the Bible, that we really need them. We have the oath. Yeah, we have the oath, yep. So I think that's important.
Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to force Congress people Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib to retake their congressional oaths on the Bible. You know, a party for all. In the footage, she was claiming that Ms. Omar and Ms. Tlaib were illegitimate Democratic representatives because they took their oaths of office on the Quran instead of the Bible. Someone off camera then told MTG that she was infringing on the two representatives' religion by asking them to take their oaths of office with the Bible instead of the Quran. I don't know if they were being sarcastic or not. And what I didn't show was someone in the background saying, Sharia law is not compatible with America. Now, I don't know what law Marge could be talking about. She doesn't either. I wonder if she's referring to this article from America's Last Line of Defense with the headline stating, Breaking, Supreme Court rules 5-4, oaths not taken on Bibles illegal. If she would actually have read the article, she would know that this was satire. This article came amid controversy among some conservative observers about the decision from Omar and Tlaib to hold copies of the Quran during their swearing-in ceremonies in January of 2019. Peep the date of the article though, January of 2019, 1 month before Marge recorded this video with her goons, henchmen. And yes, the banner on the top right corner reads, information you probably shouldn't trust. There has never been a law in United States history that requires an elected official of the country to take the oath of office with a Bible or any religious text. The United States Constitution actually states, quote, no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. Why does the Constitution specifically say this? The framers of the Constitution valued the separation of church versus state. 4 presidents and several members of Congress have been sworn in without the use of a Bible. Recently, Democratic Arizona Senator Kristen Sinema held a copy of the U.S. Constitution rather than a religious text during her swearing-in ceremony. Anybody, goons who comment on every RHQ video, show me a clip or a quote of Marge saying Representative Sinema is illegitimate. Somehow, Marge saying that the Republican Party is for everybody makes her look worse than this.
The law is not that you have to swear on a Christian Bible. That is not the law. You don't know that? All right, Ted Crockett with
I
the
don't
more,
know. I know that Donald Trump did it when we made him president.
because he's Christian and he picked it. That's what he wanted to. That's what he wanted to swear in on.